Alright, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in and welcome back to my channel. Since the launch of Ride 4, the game has been getting a lot of criticism because of the way the game is put together. You know, the game used to be like an arcade-ish kind of a game, and now it's moving towards Motogp style, full-blown sim racing. So which for some people is alright, but for a lot of people it's just a pain in the ass. So I've been getting questions about, how do you go about setting your bike up, and what kind of way do you need to think to acquire a better setup in order to go quick and get better. Alright, how do you go about setting up your bike? You know, when you log into the game and you go to a track you want to ride on, the game give you a default setting. Sometimes the default setting is actually very, very good. Don't go and, like tuning or doing or changes you don't know what you're doing. Ride around for like maybe 5 to 10 laps and try to understand what the bike is trying to communicate back to you. Is the rear bouncing too much? Is the front end on the limit too quickly? How's the brake? Is the rear end bouncing a lot more when you're on the curbs? How is the track surface? Is it a bumpy kind of a track or a very smooth track? All those information are very key in order to understand what for example, preload, spring hardness, rebound, what kind of effect they can give you when you use them on the plus side or the minus side. So yeah, we're gonna be diving into that in a bit, but so that kind of information you need to gather together before you go back to the pit in order to help you understand what direction you need to go with your setup and using some other setup idea you think of. Alright, so I'm gonna be using Stukuber. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing the name very well, as an example to show you the difference between the low value preload setup and the high value preload setup. So I choose this track because it's very short, so it's not gonna take too much of a time and the video is not gonna get too long. So as you can see already, I'm not able to get a better lean angle with this low preload setup because I was carrying over the setup I was using from another track. So I didn't do anything to it, and I chose soft front, soft rear. So you see that I missed a bit of a breaking point there. So I went wide, and you can see the front tire getting hot very quickly. This is just to give you a rough idea about what kind of effect these settings are to the bike, and that you can't just go and be changing everything, and you need to kind of feel what's going on before you try doing stuff. So some track you need more lean angle, and some other track you need less lean angle. And at the end of this lap, I managed to do I think 55.3 if I'm not mistaken. I went wide there as well. Alright, so I went back to the pit. Set the preload front and rear to both maximum setting, and this setting is just to show you the difference between the preload low value and high value. This is not the ultimate setup for this track. And as you can see, the bike is a bit more stable, and I managed to carry a bit more corner speed here, and it's just a little bit more friendlier to turn into the bend without not getting too much vibration and warning that the front end is gonna lose. So I managed to go like almost 4/10 straight away here, and you can see the front tire is not really getting too hot too quickly. It's a bit yellowish. I think, to my opinion, that's the best temperature you need to be when you push it for a hot lap. And here already I went 6/10 straight away quicker. Overall, I just managed to get the bike to turn much better. The lean angle is much more stable, and the acceleration out of the corner is just a little bit better compared to the previous lap. And my rear tire just stayed greenish, and the front is a little bit too yellow, but yeah, it's all good. And I managed to do 54.5, and which I was like a second quicker than my previous lap. Alright, so what is preload setting mechanism on the bike? Preload is used to adjust the shock or spring to the correct range of operation within suspension travel. More preload will raise the bike up on its suspension, keeping you near the top of its travel. With less preload, the bike sits lower and closer to the bottom of the suspension travel. Alright, check this out. What I'm trying to explain is when you increase the preload, the bike is more agile and more easier to ride, and which give you a bit more lean angle to up your corner speed. But when you lower your preload, it give you more stability at the front or the rear of the bike. Like for example, a very bumpy track, let's say Circuit of America. In that kind of a track, you need the compromise between stability and agility. But while increasing your preload, you need to factor in mind that the bike is a bit more nervous on the limit, but it pays you back in corner speed because of the lane angle you're able to carry through the corners. All right, so using a lower preload setting on the front or the rear, the bike is much more stable. It gives you stability feels, and it spins its wheel a bit lesser on the curbs, and the bike is sit much lower to the ground, which eliminate extreme lane angle and also eliminate a better corner speed. But in turn, you get a better stability on braking, better stability on entry, and also better stability on exit. Alright guys, in order to avoid this video getting too long, this will wrap it up for the preload setup tutorial. I'll be doing a series on all the components on the bike, like front harness, trail, and rake. So be sure you're on the lookout for that. And if you're new to the channel, please subscribe to my channel. Hit that like button, and also comment down below. And all you guys who have already subscribed to my channel, I really appreciate your help. And yeah, all these really help a small channel like me try to grow. So I'll see you on the next video. Stay safe out there, guys. Peace.